living a high responsibility and high consequence life, you're not exhausted because you're bad at managing your time. You're exhausted because living in a world of endless choice has made most of your work invisible. In this video, we will unpack why and how that happened and deep dive into why time management is not the solution for mental exhaustion. You wake up and the day already feels heavy. There's so much to choose. What to do first, what's important, what you can even skip. You make small decisions constantly, breakfast, messages, emails, meeting, priorities, and somehow, by midday, your mind feels like it's been running a marathon. You finish tasks and wonder why you still feel drained. The calendar looks fine, nothing seems objectively overwhelming, but your energy isn't just being used by the visible work. It's being drained by all the deciding, planning, monitoring, and evaluating you did without even noticing. You try to relax, but the weight of all the choices still lingers. You feel behind or guilty even when everything should be fine. But there's a name for this feeling. It's called invisible labor. Invisible labor is the mental work that doesn't show up on schedules or task lists. It's the effort of making decisions, juggling priorities, monitoring outcomes, and worrying about what might go wrong. High-choice living multiplies it. Every decision, every re-evaluation, every tiny act of prioritizing counts silently, invisibly against your energy. It doesn't look like work, it doesn't sound like work, but it drains your mind just as surely as doing actual tasks. Invisible labor is why life in a high-choice world leaves you tired before the clock even runs out. When something is not working in our lives, we start judging ourselves. We feel it is our fault, we have not worked hard enough, or haven't been committed enough, or motivated enough. It is not about that. The conditions have changed. In the past, life and work came with more built-in structure, fewer options, clearer roles, less ambiguity. Most decisions were made for you, and energy could be spent on the work itself. Now, in high-choice living, structure is gone, or maybe it's optional. You decide what matters, what's urgent, what's meaningful. You constantly reevaluate, reprioritize, and monitor yourself. Every day is kind of like this mini strategy session. In order to take control of this ambiguous world, we are understandably drawn to time management. Time management systems evolved to track output, not this invisible cognitive load. They count hours and tasks, but not all the choices, judgments, and self-monitoring that modern life demands. High-choice living doesn't just increase the invisible work, it massively inflates invisible labor, the stuff that you don't see. Your mind is drained, and the calendar doesn't explain why. This feels personal. Because invisible labor is unseen, it feels like a personal flaw. You look at your day and think, that shouldn't have been that hard, or you conclude that you're weak or lazy or undisciplined. Time management reinforces this lie. If the schedule looks manageable, your energy should match it. But it doesn't. You internalize failure as a moral or personal weakness, but the truth is, the burden of high-choice living is structural. Your exhaustion isn't evidence of a flaw, it's evidence of the system your brain is navigating. Your exhaustion isn't about time. We cannot say this enough. It's about invisible labor amplified by high-choice living. You're not failing to manage hours, you're carrying the weight of decisions, reevaluations, and compromises that no planner on the planet tracks. Okay. Let's take a quick look at an example here together. This is how invisible work exists in real lives of real people like you and I. The real demands of our lives today look more like this. There are meetings and appointments, these are in green, and these are usually accounted for. They are clear in the calendar and we consciously plan for them. The red is the other stuff. The invisible labor that we don't even realize we do, but are essential to be able to do the three things that are actually on the calendar. It's the important deep work the mind is doing that allows us to actually make the presentation or to get new clients or to solve a major problem. Invisible work includes reflection, connecting the dots, making sense of what just happened, identifying, evaluating, and revisiting options, and practically everything and anything that the mind needs to consider in the background before a good quality output is possible. This takes a lot of mental energy, but it is something we are not educated on and therefore never plan for. So we think our agenda looks like this, when in reality it looks like this. Understanding and managing invisible labor is one of the biggest topics I work on with my coaching clients because it is that important. Whether your calendar looks like this or looks like this makes a big difference in how much you can get done. But what's the implication of this? Tighter schedules won't fix this. More discipline won't fix this. Better planning won't fix this. This isn't a time problem, and it's not a motivational problem. It's a structural problem. And the only way to solve it is to recognize mental cost, understand where invisible labor is coming from and how it accumulates, and start relating to demands differently. Naming and investigating invisible labor is what we do on this channel. Join us to finally find the words to what's been happening to you and to make sense of your own mental exhaustion. This channel is for capable, responsible people quietly overwhelmed by high-choice living. People who feel like they should manage everything but can't. There's nothing wrong with you. You've been paying costs no one told you about. Here, on this channel, those costs finally get named.